How did the company come together?
It started and stemmed from a friendship. It's the three owners, myself, Sakara, and Elisa. We're a part of a group from our hometown. We called ourselves the Presidential Dymes, aka the Pdees. And we were like the local it girls. We had all the fly stuff in school, the cars, the bags, everything. And from there, we didn't realize we were a brand. And we started throwing parties, doing events, stuff like that. And we started getting a lot of buzz. And the clothing line kind of organically came from that. You know, it came from our style of fashion and the things that we like to do and things we like to say. It's, you know, organically who we are.
Like she said, when we were just Pdees, we had mixtapes, we had a website, and we started to promote our brand. Mm-hmm. So what we did was start t-shirts, promotional t-shirts. So we would have artists from all over. We'd like run up to them once at Summer Jam, like wear our shirt, shout us out, you know, say Pdees, shout out to PD TV. So we were doing all of that. When it started to transition into actual fashion was when we had our radio show, and we were like, look, we need to revamp our t-shirts. We need to create something that we can give to people, to our guests when they come to the show. And one of our third partner, Elisa, she came up with this like football jersey, which was dope, which had Arabic writing on it. And we went from there to cut and sew to like some dope, you know, custom sublimation t-shirts. So it just kind of expanded from there because we realized that once we were picking fabrics and different things like that, that was where our interest lied, and that was where people, the mass majority of people who were interested in us wanted. That's what they wanted. Mm-hmm.
Why are you guys so confident in your brand that you know what you got going on is going to outshine your competition?
I'm just gonna keep it all the way real. I could be political if you want me to, but I'm gonna keep it real. Like she said, you know, everything that we have done from day one was organic, and a lot of things that we have done were before our time. There are things that people are doing now we were doing 7-8 years ago, and we have that advantage. And not only that, we're authentic. The clothes that we make, the brand that we represent, we are that brand. We're not little girls sitting up here putting Cam on a t-shirt and saying, you know, I'm a dime and I'm about that life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really actually live that life. You know, I may be the younger sister of a celebrity, but I've also paid my dues, worked, and I went a different route. You know what I'm saying? So as far as our brand and what it represents that actual girl, that dime who hustles, understands what it means to work, put your feet to the pavement and really put it in. You know what I'm saying?
To be part of the culture.
Right.
At the end of the day.
We are the culture at the end of the day.
When it relates to music, we're that classic album. Mm-hmm. We are, like she said, if we were doing it 7 years ago and you're just now getting it, you know, a lot of people are just now getting it because they don't realize that it's such a classic product. Like, we're that classic product. There's nothing, no amount of time can like take away from our product. It's just gonna get better.
It almost would be like if you compared, you know, somebody who got a single deal to a classic album. It's rich, it's wealthy. You're getting it's more authentic, it feels good. And that's our brand. It's not just the surface, it's deeper than that. So, you know, we have a story to tell at the end of the day.
Was there a particular shirt you put out that got so much response that you decided to kind of follow up on it? Or was there like a moment that would define where you guys decided to put everything together?
I think that moment for me was our fashion show. We had a fashion show. It was our very first fashion show during New York Fashion Week. And we literally put the show together in 6 days. It was a spur of the moment. Like, we hopped up and was like, yo, we got to do a show. At that point, we had only had like 1 or 2 t-shirts in different colors. We literally put all of our ideas on a piece of paper, had a pattern maker, had someone just do all the patterns, sew everything in 6 days, and we put that fashion show together. At that moment, we were on so many blogs, we had so many features, so many so much support and love. Like the fashion show, the line was out the door, down the block, and it was crazy. And at that moment, I realized what an impact we had and a void that was missing. You know what I'm saying? We were actually speaking for the little girls that did want to look cute and still sporty and feel comfortable and not have to be in a spandex dress, you know what I'm saying, and think that that's sexy.
A bodycon.
You know, a bodycon. You know, that was the moment for me that I realized that, you know, this is we could really do this and people respect it.
What kind of person or what kind of woman would be interested in your clothing line?
I think that is another, I can answer two questions at once with that. I feel like what's unique about us is the fact that we do represent, we have been a brand before we knew we were a brand. And with each of us being different women that have different styles, we represent different women that are different styles. You know, I can go to Donna Karan, I can go to a bunch of different brands and say, oh, I like this, but I wish it fit tighter. I wish it fit better. Or I wish, you know, my personal style is a little more sexy, but, you know, classic. I'm not too overly slutty, you know, like, so with us, that what's unique is the fact that we are so many different types, body types. Her and me alone, I'm thicker, she's a little more petite. We have something for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I think that us collabing with each other and coming up with things, our brand represents that. It represents the different kind of girl there is. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what a lot of brands are missing. They don't have something for everybody.
How involved is Ashanti in this project? Is she at all?
My sister is very supportive. You know, anything that I do, anything that we do since day one, like I said, when we were just the Pdees from Long Island throwing parties, she was coming to the parties. You can look on YouTube, you can look on Google 6 years ago and see us throwing events. Wilson Chandler, Joel Santana, Mano, everybody coming through and checking us at our events. And she was always that person that supported us. And the same with the brand now. She supports it heavily. You know, she wears it. And even though she's funny, she's like, well, I don't want what everybody else wears. I want exclusive stuff, you know. So, but she's very supportive of us.